they ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Hello, welcome to a new video. We gotta go over a whole bunch of stuff in this video. We'll have an overview, a summarized review, a buying guide, what 335i should I buy, and common problems to look for when you buy your 335i. Then after that, we gotta get onto a summarized mod guide. Now, if this video has gone live, there will be a complete mod guide coming up in the next few days. I don't want to take away uploads from you guys, so it's an extra upload, and it's gotta go over a complete mod guide to it, because this thing is a complete beast. The mod guide alone deserves its own video. So then, I think I've said all I want to say. Let's roll the intro.
What are they gonna finish? Yeah, I'm on call with a hit or two. No small talk for you, Mr. News. Pull up with a flex on the ball at the minute.
Okay then, let's get into an overview of this insane whip. Okay, so 300 horsepower, 300 pound-foot of torque, and this torque is all down low in the rev range. You do not need to rev this thing out to be going places. Now that is, of course, due to the twin turbos. These allow the boost to come in a lot quicker than if you were to have a big single turbocharged car. Though there still is a little bit of lag. Weight on these are rather fat, 1,650 kgs or 3,650 pounds. So all these numbers mean that it goes from 0 to 100 in 5.4 seconds, which is rather quick, especially for how cheap these cars are. And this is all caused by either rear-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, this 0 to 100 time then. But one bad thing, it is an open diff. 300 horsepower rear-wheel drive sports car and an open diff. Okay. But next up then, the summarized review. Again, people usually take 15 or 20 minutes, and I'm going to get all the detail that they go over out in a minute or two. So then, first up, let's start with the positives. First of all, being a BMW, it is comfortable. Like, really comfortable. It is more of a Grand Tourer than a sports car, which is kind of a negative, but yeah, it's comfortable, okay? The build quality is really good. Everything nice, it's nice soft touch pieces of, like, plastic. All the buttons and knobs have a nice feeling to them. Everything is just very well refined and smooth, from the power delivery to the handling to the interior. That's another good thing. The power delivery is very nice. Handling is fluent. The manual transmission is really notchy. Most BMWs actually have quite a rubbery sort of transmission. If you ever drive one, you'll feel it, but this one's actually surprisingly notchy, especially for a BMW. The automatics too are really smooth, they don't jolt around or anything. It is a 6-speed ZF unit. The steering is nice and heavy. Rack and pinion steering system gives... You feel like you're in control of the car when you're driving, which you should be. Good options on this: 4-wheel drive or 2-wheel drive, sedan, wagon, coupe. So many. Auto or manual, there's lots of options. Of course, being a BMW, there's a lot of nice fancy stuff. You got your electric seats, your Bluetooth, and all that other good stuff, which for such an old car is really impressive, to be fair. Next up, the bads. The N54 motor that's powered by is quite not nice. One problem that I find kind of weird is that it has no oil dipstick. To check your oil, you have to go into the screen. Now, that sounds all fine and good, but being a BMW, is that screen going to last? I don't know. I don't think it's a common problem to go out, but I can see with more age, it could definitely happen being a German car. So like I said before, handling is good, but it's not crisp and chuckable since it's so heavy and it's more of a GT. You can't really chuck it about. Also, depreciation, being a BMW, I think it's going to be quite bad compared to most cars, but it's already experienced most of its depreciation, so I don't know how much further it can go, but older BMWs are pretty cheap. So just keep that expense in mind if you buy one. So next up then, a buying guide. First of all, we need to decide which 335i we want to buy. So we're going to choose whether we want a sedan, a coupe, or a wagon. So that's relatively easy. Do you have a family? Do you want a lot of space? Get the wagon. Do you want more of a sporty car? That nicer, pretty body of the coupe? Get a coupe. If you want something in between, get the sedan. Probably the sedan is the most muscly looking car, because the coupe is pretty, I guess. Next up, manual or auto. Is this your daily? Still, you can drive a manual. Is it gonna piss you off having a manual? Get the auto. otherwise get the manual. It is a good manual and it is a good automatic for the times. Of course, it's not as good as a modern dual clutch, but the ZFs are really good transmissions. Next up, do you want the N54 motor or the N55? Now the N54 is stronger, there's more modding potential to it, while the N55 is the later version, it's got better reliability. So what this really boils down to is, are you going to be modifying it or are you going to be keeping it stock? If you're keeping it stock, get the N55. That's a later model, so you have a new car. If you're going to be modifying it, get the N54. It can take power much more cheaply and can just generally hold power a lot better. Next up, 4-wheel drive or 2-wheel drive. So the rear-wheel drive is an open diff, okay? That's a shame. But you gotta love a little drift or something, you know? Pair that with a manual, and be sliding the corners so nicely. But then there's the 4-wheel drive. The 4-wheel drive is really good in snow, apparently. So, like you people in America, up the north, you'll probably want to get the 4-wheel drive version. You know, you can make perhaps a German Evo or a German WRX or something, you know? That could be quite cool, actually, having 4-wheel drive and then just making it like what a inline 6 Evo would be like. That'd be really cool. You're welcome for the ideas, boys. Next up, some common problems to look for, and boy oh boy are there a lot. First of all, let's talk about oil leaks. Now these BMWs do have a lot of oil leaks, okay? First of all, there's the valve cover and the valve cover gasket that can go. The valve cover is a lot more expensive than the gasket. If you are doing the valve cover, then do the gasket as well. Signs of this, you'll be able to smell like burning oil, and you should be able to see like oil, you know? Another one, the oil filter gasket, that goes too. So yeah, just if there's leaking oil around there, that's the problem. Oil sump gasket again can go. What is it with BMWs and the gaskets? I swear to God, that can go. So if there's oil coming out of there, that is very sort of complicated. You have to drop the whole subframe in order for the oil pan to come off. So yeah, I'm sorry, I can't do anything about it. Next up, water pump failure. This happens in most BMWs, okay? There is, I believe, a 10 or 12 year warranty for this, because it does happen anywhere between 30 to 180,000 miles, but usually around the 100,000 mile mark. I believe the warranty covers you up to 120,000 miles. Don't quote me on that. You'd have to contact your dealer or something to find out what it is. That's just, yeah, what I do believe it is. But, you know, don't take them to court and say, oh, this kid on YouTube said that it's a 12-year, 120,000 mile warranty. You know, just ask them. They know more than I do. But anyways, with this, yeah, the water pump, kablooey. Signs of this, your fan's going very fast. Also, your car may overheat. Not ideal at all. But yeah, something you gotta live with that 335i lot. Now to replace this, it is more expensive than a standard water pump, because BMWs, you also have to get a thermostat. Just to make your life a little bit more painful, okay? With that, just see when the owners replace it, if they've replaced it. If not, budget for it, buy a little bit cheaper. Fuel pump failure, that's another thing. Ask them again if that's been done, or if it hasn't. So next up, fuel pump failure. Ask them if they've had any troubles with it and if they've replaced it. If so, good. If the car is struggling to start or it's in some sort of limp mode, that's probably the fuel pump. Again, budget for that, buy it cheaper. So yeah, those are the main, most common problems. Now, if you do want to see more problems, wait for the modification guide to come out, because I will go over the problems there, because problems need to be addressed before you start modifying a car. So yeah, just bang the bell icon for that, boys. Hell yeah. Then you'll be notified when it comes out, which will probably be in 2 or 3 days. So next up then is a mod guide. It's not going to be as comprehensive as the one that's coming up in some time, because that is over a 10-minute long video, which really just shows you how robust that 335i N54 motor is. So stock 300 horsepower. To get to 370, you just need to get a panel filter like a K&N or something. So that's really easy to do, and a tune 370 horsepower, easy money. Next up is 500 horsepower at the crank. To get there, we're going to need a proper intake system like a dual cone setup or a cold air intake, as well as a catless downpipe, so decat, a charge pipe, a bigger intercooler, new inlets, and also a fuel pump. And all that just 500 horsepower. This is where the N54 really shines. That's why it needs its own video for a mod guide. So now we're going to do the top of the stock internals. This is as high as you can go without building the N54 motor. So then our mods: the intake, the intercool, the downpipe, the inlets, outlets, fuel pump, charge pipe, E85 and a bigger turbo. So the fuel pump will need to be capable of running E85. So then, how much power has all this mod getting you? How much is the limit of the stock internals? It is 710 horsepower. Yeah, that's a lot of power. If you do want a more comprehensive, not only common problems, but also mod guide and some aesthetic mods, check out the mod guide coming out in a couple days. And when the mod guide is out, it'll be down in the pinned comment at the top of the comment section. So next up, if you want to watch some YouTubers with 335i's, check out Adam LZ. He has a really nice high power 335i. And Viral Vehicles, yeah, he's done one from stock to what it is now. So yeah, with that, I can clearly say we're done with the video. If you did enjoy, drop a like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Comment what you thought. Follow me on Instagram, post moody car photography. And yeah, if you've made it this far, comment hashtag cupboard door handle. And see you